Hello once again everyone, I am playing with Maui with another video game playthrough. This time it's Spot Goes to Hollywood for the Genesis, or the Mega Drive, for people who refer to it as that. Look at this guy, this cool Spot, carving out the Sega logo out of stone. Who does he think he is? Alright, so, Virgin Interactive. They don't make games anymore, but you know what? They publish Devil May Cry, so, you know, this is gonna be something else. This game. Well, anyway, before I get into this game, let's go ahead and change some options over here. And we got all sorts of things that we can change, such as the difficulty. We're gonna do normal this time. If I recall correctly, there are 3 different difficulties: easy, normal, and hard. And we don't want to get crazy, so we're just gonna do this normal, you know, because I'm a pretty normal guy. You know, my life is pretty average. So, lives, we got to put that at 5, and I liked how I was able to change the controls and put throwing stuff on C, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I like to have run on, like, because my controller's not like a Genesis controller, but anyway. So right off the bat, we're on to World 1. This is going to be the first world. It's got 3 levels, and this guy right here, this is cool Spot. See that? He can sing opera for like 1 second. Alright, so, this game, this is another one of those games from, you know, way back when that I used to play when I was little. I never actually had a Genesis myself, but I did have at least one friend who had this game. I really just, when I was thinking about this game, and, you know, I was like, oh, yeah, you know, I kind of remember playing this cool Spot game. I sat there not even realizing, like, which one it was. So, like, I've sort of played the first one, and I was like, no, this doesn't seem to ring any bells, so it must be the other one, which is this one that you're watching right here. So, yeah, so basically the entire idea of each level is to collect a certain amount of spots, which has nothing to do with Cool Spot himself. Basically, the little spots are, you know, little red circles like him that are smaller, and which are apparently his friends, as I've been informed, which is kind of odd. But you have, basically every level, you have to collect at least 60% of the spots that are on the level. This one has 10, so we need to collect at least 6. And each level has a ridiculous amount of enemies who take an equally ridiculous amount of hits to kill. Little by little, you're going to see just how ridiculous this game is, and what is with that pig with the weird face. You know what, I'm just going to call that the weirdo pig, and it would help if I stopped getting hit by this cannon. I mean, it's right there, you know, you can't really miss it. So this game, you know, like I said, played it when I was younger, really cannot remember it, and probably for good reason, because after playing this game, you know, I'm just going to throw this out there, this game is so difficult, even on normal. You know, like, I was thinking about it halfway through the playthrough, I should have put this on easy. It's insane. Look at how many hits this stupid parrot flying around takes before it explodes into a cloud of tar. I don't even know why. Then you got these really annoying crab guys who throw an endless barrage of bubbles at you, and they won't give up. And the unfortunate thing, which I showed off earlier, is that you can't attack them from the side or behind, which is, you know, where they can't hit you from. So you actually have to face him face to face to kill him. And once again, he takes a ridiculous amount of hits to kill. So yeah, we're just on the first level here. This is the ship deck, since I never really mentioned that before. Haha, deck. Get it? Because one of my friends' name is Deck. It's funny. So, like, at a certain point, you know, because I originally, you know, and I'm just going to say, oh, there's one of the spots. Finally, we got, is that the first? Yeah, that's the first spot, finally. Like, all the way, like, almost to, okay, there's the second one, all the way almost towards the end of the level. Finally found the first 2 spots. Amazing. Just gonna go ahead and throw this out there. Originally, my intention was to do this as a blind playthrough, you know, because I was like, oh, you know, it's another game from my childhood, you know, might as well just figure it out as I go along. This is the 3rd one. And then it got to the point where, as I got to the 3rd level, which is, of course, in this world, I just sat there and thought, you know what, I need help. And I don't mean in, you know, that sense. I need help playing this game. This is ridiculous. Oh, yeah, see, you probably shouldn't do things like that, like jumping off this ship. Because unfortunately, he can't seem to swim. Although, no, well, he can, but I guess it's different since you're falling off a ship and you have no way to get back on. So that being said, we're going to jump on this ridiculous bouncy barrel, which makes no sense at all. Try to get this red Chaos Emerald up here. Now, aside from the spots, there are all sorts of things you can collect on the levels. Like the gems and stuff that I was picking up, like the pirate hat and the sword and the little buccaneer flag. Those really have no impact on the game whatsoever, although I believe they are only for your score, which really, who cares? But, yeah, I'm just going to be collecting as much stuff as I possibly can, because, you know, I'm trying to make this a 100% playthrough, so, you know, why not? There are also some items that will give Spot back a little bit of health, and I believe it does change between the levels of difficulty. Several things that change between the levels of difficulty is how many hits it takes to kill enemies, how much damage they take from you if they hit you, and probably how much health you get back from health restoring items. Basically, anything that's food, like this ham here that I completely missed for some reason, is a health item, and it will give me back just a tiny smidge of health, which actually, it kind of does help. So, you know, it depends on the situation. Alright, okay, I don't know how I missed that spot. It was right there. I guess I was too busy hanging off to the right side. The red side. I was looking at that apple. The right side. Alright. Oh, come on with this friggin' crab guy. Now, I did figure out a little trick to beating this guy later on, and that's not really the trick. Although you would think that if you're far enough away, he wouldn't be able to hit you. Nope. Nope. He can hit you from whatever range. As long as you can hit him, he can hit you. And this parrot is just god-awful annoying. I'm just gonna do a little time skip here and just skip to the end where he explodes into a cloud of tar and then gives me absolutely nothing. So that being said, we're moving on and getting a boot. Alright, somebody just left their boots on this rail here. Why? Okay. Oh yeah, I was being extra cautious here because I wasn't 100% clear. You know, I wasn't too confident on the controls yet. So I just sort of did like a casual strut along that rail. As you can probably tell by now, we are looking in sort of an isometric point of view, you know, where you can sort of move diagonally and stuff, and the camera is diagonal. So yeah, it's, you know, though I have to say, I was fairly impressed by the graphics in this game. You know, I mean, oh, you know, it is Sega Genesis, 16-bit, But, I don't know, just the animations, like, for everything, you know, Spot himself and the enemies and stuff, I thought it was really fluid. I thought it seemed like they put a lot of effort into this game. Despite it being an adver game, if I recall correctly, is, the word that we're using here. Yeah, adver games, which is what, well, in looking for information on this game is what I found out that this sort of genre is. Because Cool Spot, if anybody doesn't really know, was an old mascot from 7-Up soda. Basically, he was that little red circle in the 7-Up logo, and they decided to make him into a character for some reason. So he became Cool Spot, and look at how cool he is with his deal with it sunglasses, you know? He made the dark shades cool before, you know, the internet. But yeah, that was basically it. They only used him for like a very short amount of time back in the 90s, and then, you know, they just retired him and everybody just forgot about him, including the games that he was in. But you know what? I didn't. I remember. Now, it took me a ridiculous amount of time to figure out that, oh, I can run around and shoot the windows. And, well, if I shoot this particular window, look what's inside. The 10th spot. Thankfully. Now, I did remember a little bit along the way. Well, aside from there being boxes in my way, a little bit back, there were some other windows, not particularly there. Although, what is the point of the letters there? I actually thought that there was a reason for them to be there, like you could read them and then they would give you hints or something. But no, they're just, you can't really read them. And, yes, that is a 1-up. I like how the 1-ups actually come in 2 different shapes, I want to say. Basically, one of these shapes is, you know, that giant S with a silver circle around it. And then there's also one that looks like the 7-Up logo, except it says 1-up. Ha! Isn't that clever? So that's about it for the ship deck. I'm gonna run my way back to the exit, which I did find some time ago. I can't wait to get off of this place. Yeah, a little bit closer. Where is it? Ugh. These levels. You know, I mean, if you think this level is long, just wait until we get later in the game. They get ridiculous. Alright. Done with that. World 1, I'm just going to call it 1-1. Finished. Alright, so we're spot on. Yeah, awesome. And stuff. Alright. Oh no, don't look at my password! Great, now people are going to hack me. Alright. I'll just have to change it. Whatever. Alright. So we're totally not saving states before we get into the next level, the ship hold. Where 20 spots are available. Wonderful. And once again, recover 60% for the exit. Fine. Now, like I said, you know, until, like, the actual, like, 3rd level, I didn't really get any help with doing the levels. So at this particular point, finding the spot in the window made me super paranoid about everything. Oh, look at that. Found a hidden one. Basically made me super paranoid and thinking, maybe if I shoot, like, everything on the entire map, I'll find another spot. Unfortunately, I have to find 12 this time around, which is, well, more than one, so that's unfortunate. Oh, this music. Well, you know, most of the music in this game I enjoy. You know, I think I'm one of the people, you know, since I was around in that era that actually enjoys, you know, the sound of the Sega Genesis music. You know, some people are like, ugh, that sounds terrible, you know, because the Sega Genesis wasn't exactly known for its great sound capabilities. But I liked most of the music in this game, although some in particular got on my nerves because of how long it took me to finish the levels. This one in particular. I was really hoping just to never hear this song again, and hopefully after this playthrough I never will. Alright. So, oh, we got the weirdo pig. Alright, thanks for that. This friggin' crab is hanging on to the weirdo pig. No, we're not doing that. Alright, we're just gonna time skip. If I recall correctly, when I edited this, it took me about, I want to say I sat there for about a good 2 minutes trying to bounce on that barrel to get that ham, and never did. Now, I want you all to notice that hole in the floor. Just for future reference, just remember that there's a hole in the floor there, alright? So, looking around, there's water all over the place. You know, I didn't really mention in the last level, there was like just a random puddle on the ship deck, and for some reason there was a shark swimming around in the 1-inch puddle of water. You know, don't even question it. Basically, I believe the plot of this game is that, like, Spot is in a bunch of different sort of movies, you know, because it's called Spot Goes to Hollywood, so he's in, like, a bunch of different movie genres. This one would be some sort of crazy pirates movie. And, there's that hole in the floor again, that I said for everyone to remember. And yeah, like, I don't know, it just, they did a fairly good job of suspending my disbelief and just remembering that he's in a movie this whole time, because it honestly feels like everything in this game is so evil and wants to kill him. It's, ugh, you know, it's crazy. I cannot get over the difficulty level in this game. And, you know, it doesn't really show just yet, but honestly, I think you would have to actually play the game yourself to actually realize just how frustrating this game can be. And of course, they gotta put the crab guy on a certain little level where I have to jump to hit him, and it makes it even more harder to dodge his stupid bubbles of doom. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, like playing these games that are, that are ridiculously tough. You know, like these old school games, you know, they have an amazing amount of difficulty to them. You know, I did play Little Nemo, Battletoads. I mean, this game isn't like Battletoads difficult, but it is pretty hard. I think the hardest aspect of this game is actually finding the spots, because some of them are in ridiculously hard to find places. I mean, you only have to find 60% of them, but honestly, I wanted to find all of them. So that was what was driving me crazy about this game. And of course, as I've said like 3 times at least, the ridiculous amount of hits that it takes to kill the enemies. So, oh yeah, I didn't mention this before, but there's like a little spot arm. It kind of also looks like a Mickey Mouse arm that is sticking out of the ground. And if you touch it, it is a checkpoint. So when you die, you know, you'll come back there. Although I think, well, it does happen some of the time. I can't remember. It does happen. I mean, it does, like, save itself as a checkpoint some of the time. Although, other times, I do find myself just randomly spawning somewhere close by from where I died, and it wasn't necessarily a checkpoint there, so. Alright. Man, we're all the way up to 4 out of 20? Man, we are blazing past this level. Oh, there's another one. Like I said, oh, alright, I didn't even notice that. Oh, sweet, okay. Free spot and some stuff. And this guy who I like to call the curb stomper, because look at him with his giant boot. He's trying to stomp you. Trying to stomp you flat. Alright, yeah, there we go. There are a very small number of things, like, off the top of my head, I can only think of one that will instantly kill you. And, oh, well, of course, you know, falling off the level in certain places. Some places, if you fall off the level, you'll actually just come back to another part of the level instead of dying. But yeah, most of the time, falling off the level will kill you. And there are some things that will kill you instantly. So, you know, we'll get to that when we get to that. So, but yeah, I mean, these games from my childhood, ridiculously difficult. Like I said, I don't remember this game at all. It's crazy. And then, oh, there we go. Yeah, it was a little time skip because I sort of ran around and then didn't realize there was a spot nearby. You know, I don't understand it. Why did they have to make games, you know, this difficult back then? Friggin', they were just trying to assert themselves, you know, trying to stand out from the crowd. You know, look at how ridiculously difficult our game was. Yeah, and so a time skip there because I certainly didn't fall off and have to run back all the way again. What am I actually... Oh, okay. I was going to say, there's nothing of importance over here. Yes, there is. Alright. So, plenty of time skips, because like I said, once again, you know, didn't really get help until the next level, so I was really just blindly running around everywhere, making sure I looked at everything. Alright, this cool spot, Buccaneer flag. I can't remember... Oh, yeah, this is when I figure out the trick to the little crab guy. If you walk towards him and spam, his bubbles will go right over you, and it's very convenient. Alright, and depth perception is also a problem in this game. Case in point, I could not tell how close that board was to where I was. It's actually up against the wall. It looks like it's floating in midair. Because the back wall is so dark. But then again, you know, I guess if you just measure it from the, yeah, okay, nah, that's not really gonna work. I can't really jump past from there. Alright, we're using things to jump on. Ridiculous. Oh, hey, there's stuff down there. Better go get it. Like I said, all the things that you can collect, aside from, like, the food items, are basically just for points. So, you know, it really... In fact, you know, after completely playing this game, I don't think that there's any sort of bonus that you get for 100%ing the game. I'm pretty sure that just the same thing happens, no matter how many spots you actually collect. So basically, you know, it's a great collecting game, you know? And I love to collect stuff in games, but when it's really difficult like this, I don't know, man. It really puts me on the fence. Okay, there's some serious platforming action here, but there's nothing further along the way. Yeah, luckily, Spot does not take fall damage for whatever reason, even though he friggin' dives head first. It looks scary. But hey, you know, he's just a Spot. You know, who's to say he has some sort of, like, skeletal structure or something? That would be very, very weird if he did. Let's not get into the anatomy of a cool Spot, please. Just note that he does have Mickey Mouse gloves and arms and crazy awesome shoes. And who could forget his awesome sunglasses? And he does do, like, some silly stuff if you stop moving and let him just be cool. Alright, we're just... Oh, yeah, it was a quick check on how many spots I did have. We are 60% of the way there. Alright, meeting our apples and tomatoes at the same time. Crazy apple tomato salad! Alright. I don't really much appreciate the fact that I was so far off the screen, yet this guy still hits me. It's like, once you start hitting him, then it, like, aggroes him, and he starts shooting his bubbles at you. Wow. I almost said shoots his balls at you. Might as well just share that. Okay. So, an extra boot. Now, if I recall correctly, there was a certain point where, like, it got oh, another spot. Where it got ridiculous in, like, the idea where I couldn't find stuff. And, oh no. Why did I have to go ahead and do that? Twitch. Oh, no, he's fine. Alright. Because, you know, it is just a movie. Oh, okay, yeah, I did start from that checkpoint that I got. What do you know? Alright. Yeah, then they have to go ahead and do stuff. Oh, there's another weirdo pig. Go ahead and do stuff like that where, like, you have to walk along the walls and collect stuff. Why did I time skip to here? Oh, probably because of this crab guy. Maybe. I can't really tell if he's wearing like a purple bandana. It looks like it, though. Unless that's like some sort of crazy purple ponytail. I mean, weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with bandana, because he is a crab pirate. Come on! How many hits does this guy take? All that for the puppy. What? Like a little lost puppy. There's the weirdo pig. Better get him. He's important. I swear, because that weirdo pig, it's just, it looks so out of place as compared to everything else. I swear it's like some sort of inside joke with whoever made this game. Eurocom? Yeah, Eurocom, released by blah, blah, blah. Because, you know, I do have a little bit of information here. Basically, it is a very tiny amount of information on Wikipedia. This game is so unknown. And for good reason, honestly, you know, because I think it would have benefited the world if I just did not remember this game. Okay, we're gonna platform a little bit here. Yep, jumping over to get that telescope, and then the pirate hat, and what looks like a queen's crown on top of a very fancy pillow. What is that doing here? And then a key, which is a ridiculous function in the game. I don't know why they had to do this, but there are certain points in the game where you can use keys to unlock certain things, and in this particular level, you use the keys to unlock random treasure chests along or around the level, which give you nothing but jewelry, which is worth extra points. Or since we're on a pirate ship, it gives you booty. Here's a ridiculous hidden thing. Now, who would think to look up on the very back wall of an area that you couldn't even see to find a secret passage? And yes, it leads to those, well, one of the underground stairways that I was looking at. And then if you go ahead and just decide to shoot at the wall, oh, look, another secret passage, which leads you and leads you and leads you to the other beneath the staircase for an extra life. Yay. And a spot. Yay. Getting out of here. All right, now where am I? I'm over by the flour sacks. Oh, yes, here we go once again. Here's that place with the first curb stomper guy, which I fell through that hole and then couldn't figure out how to get up there. Why? Why do they have to do that? What is the point? Okay, oh, and then if anybody was wondering how to get that spot that was floating in midair, yeah, you're gonna have to do some crazy platforming and jump off and land yourself on it. And I believe you do have to do that once more, because there is, yeah, this one right there. So we gotta get up to that highest point that I fell off randomly before, and aim it just correctly, and there we go. One more to go. We're almost done with this level. Where's the last one? Oh, that's right, yes, if you recall correctly, I didn't tell you guys to remember that hole that I walked past and never went in. Oops. But here's a treasure chest, which, I got that key from that other ridiculous hidden area. If I'd have just gone down here. Didn't even need the treasure chest, although, honestly, if I did come down here first without the key, I would have been staring at that treasure chest for like 5 minutes trying to figure out how to open it. Or if it's even useful, or if I even need it. Jump, and final spot to get, as well as the final bit of treasure. The final bit of booty. Alright, there's ridiculous puddle sharks here. Whoa, watch out. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Please get out of here. Thank you. Spot on. Spawn. Alright. No password. I changed my password and then it just shows it again. Thanks. Phew, man, this game. Whew. Although, you know, I will like to randomly mention the puddle sharks. I did actually get hit by them. I was expecting something scary to happen. Like, you know, a shark would, like, jump out and, you know, try to bite you. But no, it's just, like, the fins will hit you. That's it. So, who cares, you know? Alright, so now we're going underwater. Now, this level I appreciate the most, because not only does it only have 10 spots, but you're not bound by the same health system as in, you know, the previous levels, and also you can jump, you know, as many times as you want since you're swimming. It's not bound by the same health system. You're basically running on an air system here, as evidenced by these sort of like little scuba tanks on the bottom left there. which drain ever so slowly as you swim around and get hit. Although you can easily replenish your health air thing by finding some bubbles that are just randomly placed along the ground, which is so good. Why couldn't they just do this for every level? Why? It's like they... Whoa, okay. Underwater. That was the puppy, wasn't it? It was an underwater puppy. Why couldn't they introduce like this sort of mechanic in every level instead of making it even harder? It's like, yeah, you know, you get hit. You gotta find like the tiniest little bit of health from these health items. Hate you, game. Alright. So collecting some seashells. Why? Who knows? Seashells aren't really that rare. I mean, you know, it's different if we're collecting like, you know, but I guess pirate hats and treasure and stuff. But seashells, who wants those? Instead of the she from She Sells Seashells by the Seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Seashore. Ah, I knew I was gonna mess it up. I got it right the first time, so who cares? Alright, so only one spot found. Or, sorry, two. Okay, so that was three. I can't remember where the second one was. I'm so busy talking about random nonsense. Oh well. Okay, so swimming around. I do like how the color palette kind of changes, and Spot looks like purplish here. Alright, hey. Did I get hit? I can't even tell. Barely lost any health. Okay, now I definitely got hit. It seems like they kind of give you like a freebie with like the first hit. You know, it just seems like no matter what level you are on, like if you get hit once, it just seems like it takes almost nothing off of your health bar. And then subsequent hits take off plenty. I do enjoy the level the music in this level. Because, I don't know, it's kind of calming, you know, kind of nice. I could really go for some bubbles here, but I can't really find the ones that I found earlier. A little bit faster would be cool. If I can find it. I can't. Oh, there it is. Ah, thank you. And then, of course, because of the friggin' isometric depth perception, it's so hard to figure out where you actually need to stand to get inside there. I don't know why I gotta do these things. They make it harder and harder. Okay, oh, this guy. Yeah, you definitely don't want to mess with this guy, because once you shoot him once, he gets really pissed off and he starts chasing you. So don't mess with him. There's none of those guys will give you anything. Oh, they might give you treasure, I don't know. But I never really bothered with them because they're so annoying to deal with. Alright. They're like the wasps of this... What did I just find? They're like the wasps of this game, you know? You shoot at them or something and then they start charging at you. Alright, what do you want, clam guy? Mr. the Shelder over there. Oh, there's a big one. That's a cloister. Really big one. Alright. You know, I like how the big one looks. You know, it's honestly, and you know, it might sound crazy to some people, but I think the big clam guys was awfully detailed. You know, and that's just me talking from, you know, the sort of old school gamer aspect. Alright, going into the secret cave really far in. And then coming back a little bit, and then, oh look, there's a jailed Spot. Oh, well, at least we saved him, you know, busting him out. He didn't have to get himself a spoon and start digging into the walls for like 10 years. Nope, we got him out now, so that helps him. And I'm sure he's happy for that. So yeah, you know, like I did say, apparently the spots that you collect are like cool spots friends. I don't know, I don't really know how that works out. I mean, they don't really look like they're alive or anything, but whatever. Yeah, 7-Up had a very interesting idea with this. Or no, they didn't really come up with the idea for this game. At least I would think they didn't. Oh no! Now why did I go ahead and do that? Why did it show the drowning animation? Well, I guess since I ran out of breath. I don't understand. I still don't understand how getting hit makes you run out of breath. But who cares? All right, got to get this one random crab, cloister, shelter, clam out in the middle of nowhere. Had to really think about it for a second. I don't really like clams, you know. I'm allergic to shellfish. Although, I don't think clams are actually shellfish. They're, something else. I can't really think of the word. Yeah, I want to say, why did I want to say mollusk? Are they mollusks? I don't know. Who cares? Just kill this crab, will you? I'm allergic to crabs, too, so just kill him. Okay, what am I doing? I'm being way too much of a badass for my own good. I gotta find the bubbly bubbles of goodness. Getting some health. Getting some health. If I could get in there. Oh, the panic. Oh, Okay, here we go. Whew. You know, like that panicked moment when you're sitting there with like almost no health and you're literally inches away from getting to the health and it's just too complicated to get to. Now this particular crab that I'm trying to kill actually has no use in killing. If I recall correctly, he drops nothing and sorta dodging him a little bit. Yeah. Well, I mean, once you get used to their patterns and the fact that they shoot at you at your current position, and you could just easily dodge away from that, then the crabs don't become too much of a problem. Except when you try to be a badass like me and just stand in front of them and just spam and hope you kill them before they kill you. Oh, there's the other guy. Now, this guy does give you stuff. Yeah, but of course, he's got to be on a higher platform, and you got to get right up in his face a little bit. Man, I really hate these guys. Why do they do this to me? I'm just going to go ahead and say I think that these enemies are actually the most annoying in the game. You know, there are plenty of different other enemies in the game. That's spot number 7. 7 up. There are other, you know, different enemies in the game, like this clam, for example. But honestly, I do feel like the crabs are the most annoying ones. And yes, that clam was next to the bubbly bubbles of goodness that I was trying to get. Can't get in there again! Thank you! Now what? Oh, okay, I wasn't even paying attention to my health. I was like, I'm not even getting healed. Whatevers. And then, oh, how convenient, there's a spot just sitting right there. See, I was trying to figure out how to get that other spot that's jailed in the wall. And then that happened. And yeah, after a little bit of poking around, I did find that there was a secret area right here. Perfect. You know, that isn't, like I said, who would think to look there and find, you know, a secret passageway into there? I would really love it if they would have given hints or something. But, you know, they just figured, hey, you know, everybody around in this era, the 90s, is a pro gamer, so they must be able to figure this out by themselves. You know, I didn't really have, like, an instruction manual or anything to go off on, so I just was sort of winging it. And then, sort of, there we go. Like, alright. Oh, no! What's happening here? This isn't the end of the victory. This isn't the victory screen. Oh, no! This is a boss battle. Okay. Alright, we got the juggling weird guy, green face with ugly teeth. What? I don't even know what this thing is. What is that? Slime monster? And what's wrong with his arm? Why is his arm, like, flat and have purple stuff with blue bubbles in it? That's nasty. Please kill this guy. Alright. Well, so basically this guy is, you know, the first boss in the game. He's very easy to figure out. Basically, he's juggling 3 spiked balls. And he only really seems to want to throw one at a time in, like, the same amount of time each time. I'm using the word time a lot here. So it's very easy to time this guy. You know, the smart thing to do would be to, I don't know, throw all 3 of them at once and make me have to really run for my life, but once you figure out his pattern and his timing, then he just gets really easy. Like, look at that! Just, you know, just dodge back, and then there you go. And then he should be throwing it any second now. Yeah. Oh, that's right, I stopped caring at this point, because then he was really low on health, and then once you kill him, he explodes into a bunch of tar clouds. They were very inventive with the death sequences for the bosses in this game. Cool-mungus, guys! Cool-mungus. Alright. So nobody is questioning the fact that I once again have 6 lives, despite the fact that I died in that level. So that's going to be it for this part of the Spot Goes to Hollywood playthrough. Join me in part 2, where I'll be doing World 2. And, you know, I like the colors that appear after you finish the levels. I think that's a nice little treat after you finish them. Very colorful. Join me in part 2, where we'll be doing World 2, which is the haunted place of spooky stuff. See you all next time!